the New Light Christian Center. Sign there. New Light Christian Center Church. Dr. Ivy Hilliard pastor church that I attended for probably around 19 years. This property is now for sale, and I am so saddened by that because Hilliard, Ira Hilliard, was an excellent teacher, and I still have some of his teachings, and they are still beneficial. Here's the for sale sign. This was the original church. He ended up with several services, and so, well, I say several, but it might have been 2 services. Could have been 3 services, especially for Resurrection Sunday, Easter. But what a loss. After this church was overflowing, he added a second church, and I'm going to go there now, which is on the other side, if I can see it on this particular gate. Everything is locked up and secure, but that's the other church there, over there in the distance. He built that one, and you know, it was flourishing. And if you can see behind it, maybe a daycare center was there also, and they sold books here, tapes. He would often give you free tapes. You would have to stay around, and at the end of the sermon, he would give 6 away and direct everybody else to purchase. But I would be right there with my hands up or hoping he would choose me. And I have gotten a couple of tapes for free. And believe me, I have also attended services that he held with the Holy Spirit. Oh, they were beautiful services. If you were looking for a healing, these were services that he arranged to happen after the regular service, a particular day and time, and they were powerful. As you can see, it's beautiful property. Of course, this is one of his churches. He had one on the north side, another one in Beaumont, and a couple of other places that I will have those to give you later. I used to park right there at times. Park there. I'm not far from there, and it was such a blessing just come 10 minutes away and you would be in this beautiful service. Oh, I remember those days. This was the main entrance, of course. The old building turned the kids' ministry, and here where this lovely building would occupy the adults. Inside it was a 2-story, and for so many years this was a functioning part of the community. I don't know in terms of giving back to this community, but I can recall there were times when I would get phone calls, and they would be here serving people who were in need of food or clothing. This was after I didn't see services here for a while. I don't know if they actually had services after, say, COVID, but they were here during COVID passing out needed supplies. Storms, they were here passing out needed supplies. Wherever they are, they will be missed from the community, because this was historical for this minister, our Hilliard, to do this. He was originally in a shopping center in an old Kroger building. That's when I started going to visit his services. A co-worker, her name was Basha, she invited me to listen to to attend one of his services, and I did, and I fully enjoyed it and remained. And he would have these bricks of stones, and during the service he would have them displayed and say how many bricks had been purchased. And this went on for the longest. And one day he was able to build his church, and I don't know if it was totally debt-free, but it was his goal to be debt-free. And both, they were such a tag team, him and his wife. And I would park somewhere in that area. I can recall a time when he stood up to this golf course opposite the church. It's no longer there now, but it had to do with the water. And he wanted to tap into a certain line. And I guess they were, I don't remember all of it, surety, but I believe he ended up getting his way. That's the type of man he was. Because he was really encouraged to bring his vision to pass. This is the main parking lot. Just walking to the service. Notice the building, the shape, the style of it. I always say, it is probably just me, but it reminds me of what Noah's Ark would look like. Both buildings, they're pretty similar in design, right? If it sort of look like Noah's Ark, New Light Christian Center. A man and his wife's dreams. He really wanted to have a love city, he would talk about. And hopefully, it's still not impossible to do that. But it takes a whole lot of grace. But we also serve a God who has a whole lot of grace. This is the south side on Fondren. see those signs right here for parking? Originally, that didn't happen. You'll see he had those for the handicap also. And this is where the helicopter would land. After he would exit the helicopter, he would have several members, I guess, more or less, his deacons or his entourage would have a Rolls Royce style car here waiting for him, and he would enter the car and they would drive him to the door there, and he would then enter the building. There is this stillness, this silence. It looks so deserted. How can this church that was so necessary what happened? After they sold this building, I wonder where the proceeds will go. Does it go back to all of the people who gave over all of those years? What happens after this? It remains to be seen. He had a great vision. Dr. Bridget Hilliard. I wish them well.